Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting. Welcome to another Patreon Appreciation Live show. And this is for all my members in April. Let me catch up and chat. And sorry, I'm like 2 minutes late. YouTube was being really slow. I don't know why, but just wouldn't let me go live, and then it just took forever to go live. So, Shane Brithero, thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. Weezen Geezer, I don't even know what to say about you forgetting to guess, brother. Don't know what to say. 8-3 Sky Warrior, what's up, brother? How's it going, Rain Man? Kristen Reed, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining the show. Mentally Corrupted, how's it going? Who else we got? Michael Reed, of course. If Kristen's here, you know Michael's going to be here. Stephen LeBlanc, how's it going? Casey Sring, Matt Philly, Dina Littlehale, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Knights 880, what's up, brother? SRIP 63, Refotris, how's it going? I don't know if I told you I got my coffee in, but I used it all up. I just can't remember. People send me stuff, and I can't remember if I ever tell them I get stuff in. But I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much for that. That was mucho appreciated. So, PA, what's up, brother? How's it going? Did I miss anybody? Dean Olson, how's it going? Golden Dragon Prospecting, how's it going, brother? Teo, how's it going? Annie Stevens, how are you? From Bear Prospecting. Rain Man. All right, let me pop out chat. There we go. So I can look at my ugly mug and get everything set up. So yeah, today we're going to be going through all the gold guesses from my Patreon members. I will flash up here. Let me see. Yeah, we'll put the nugget up. So there was a nugget that everyone had to guess at. And they had some good guesses. This one, I have to say, there was a lot of close guesses. A lot of close guesses, so. We're lucky you're in English 4 videos count Hindi. Well, YouTube is actually pretty good at doing the little translating thing on there. So as long as they speak clearly, most of the time it's pretty good, so. Shaw's Mining, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Humble Stacker, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Jason G, how are you doing, brother? How are you and your son doing? Hopefully y'all are fully recovered by now. It's been a while. You Taller Mining, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Now, again, we're not going to be doing any panning today. I actually thought I might, but I've got an early night tonight. I got some reason or another, like, I don't know, moment of insanity. I scheduled a really early dentist appointment tomorrow, 7:30 in the morning. I don't know what I was thinking. I never wake up at 7:30, except for to drive my son to school, and I just go back to sleep. So, I don't know. But, so, yeah, no panning tonight. Even though I do have some stuff on my shelf I need to go through. But we're going to have some next Tuesday. We're going to be going through some Vendetta again next Tuesday. So, Chasing Cheddar, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. No, but, yeah, everyone guessed on that gold nugget that I got from Gold Bay and his Mexican Paydirt. That's the Mexican nugget right there that everyone guessed on. So, getting braces on Friday. Oh, well. It's going to take you a while to get used to those, man. I've known a couple people that have gotten them as they were older, and they're much harder to get used to with your lips and everything getting used to. Big suggestion, get some of that wax to put on them. So another year, wow. No. All right. So yeah, once he's totally healed and feeling better, that's when they'll be like, oh yeah, now we need to come back and remove stuff. So then you get to heal again. So that's your bedtime. Oh Lord. Oh. I could never do those overnight shifts. Eric's Random Projects and Reviews. How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I mean, I used to stay up pretty late. I'm it's once you get set in a pattern, it's really hard to break it. And, most of my life was spent either partying if I wasn't bartending, or if I was bartending, staying up really late. So I typically never went to sleep until like 3 or 4 in the morning. So I'm a very late riser unless I absolutely have to, which my son makes me do so he can go to school, and then myself when I do silly stuff like schedule appointments really, really early. you know. Donna, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show as always. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you and everyone that's here being a mod tonight, PA and Weezen. Thank y'all very much. Don't really need anything for my mods. In fact, I'm going to actually post the hidden video and pin it. So we don't have to bother with all that stuff tonight. So there we go. Yeah, so make sure you go to the top of live chat and leave a comment on that video so you can get a chance to get, what is it, spot number 5 for this silver bar, 1.6 ounce silver bar that I got from Cajun Bullion. We'll be giving that out soon. We already got 4 of the spots filled. Who are those? John Gear, Aaron Mack, Gringy's Carnage Crude, and Michael Reed. So everyone make sure you go up there. You're going to win it tonight? Well, there we go. Everybody, Annie already said she's going to win it, so nobody else needs to go up there and leave a comment and do anything else like that. That's going to get it. So, yeah, so speaking of gold, too, I see the last 24 hours, gold just went crazy. I don't know why, but it's been going shooting up, shooting down, shooting up. Last I looked about an hour ago, and it was at 109, and like 2 hours ago, it was at like 110. So, I don't know. Gold is going crazy again. I like it better at 75, but, I just don't like this erratic gold movement, It's just too crazy, so... So what you're saying is young age is starting to catch up. Age has definitely caught up with me a long time ago. So, what you gonna do? Need your first win? All right. So, like I said, leave a comment in the thing above, and this will be spot number 5. And then in about 5 or 6 minutes, we'll start going through all the gold guesses that everyone guessed on my Patreon member. And as obviously this show today is to give back to all my Patreon members who support this channel and allow me to do all the videos that I did in April, which I did the Gold Bay, the Mexican video where, I did a Paydirt review, and then I did some on a Tuesday where I got this nugget from. And then I also did, who else did I do? Then I did Gold Baron. I managed to do Gold Baron's first 1 gram bag review. This is the first one on YouTube. So if you haven't, make sure you check out those 2 videos. Gold Bay has been around forever, but there's a few facts you might not know that are in the video, like the fact that Dave from Gold Bay doesn't actually make his own Paydirt anymore. It's being farmed out by another company now. What is it? Gold Fever Prospecting now makes, produces, and ships all of Dave's Paydirt for him. So you're probably not going to get the great ROIs you used to. You'll still get a solid ROI from Gold Bay, but not like you used to back in the days where you could get a well over 100% ROI. And then I did the review of Gold Baron Paydirt where I got a 99% ROI, and it would have been 100% just depending on what day I ordered. So definitely 2 great sellers. One of them's an up-and-comer, and one's an older seller who's just sticking around. So, and that's only because my Patreon members that I did those videos. So today we're going to give back. We're going to give some Paydirt away to my Patreon members. So for my $79 tier and $25 tier, I have 2 prizes for them. They have a first place and a second place. I have a 1.75 gram bag of Paydirt. One of them will win, and then second place will win a half gram bag of Paydirt. We have my $10 tier where they can win a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. And what else? And my $5 tier, they can win a half gram bag of Paydirt. And lastly, if you just joined my Patreon as a free member, all you have to do is be a free member and guess on the nugget right here that you can't see. So right there, see that nugget right there. And whoever is the closest will win this. And this is a piece of Mexican gold. So little piece of Mexican gold in there that you can win just for being a free member on Patreon. Brad, how's it going, Brad? Alaskan Assassin, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And I'm asking, I saw your email. I don't know about tan. I know I have gray because obviously I'm wearing gray. But I'll have to look at tan. I don't think there is a tan color or like a craft color. I'll look though, because if they do, I'm definitely gonna buy myself one because that's a cool color. So, but I'll have to look. If they have one, I'll definitely send it. So, 1 gram bag Paydirt here now is $185. Oh Lord, where's that? I will say, commenting, and this isn't anything. I saw one of our favorite Paydirt reviewers who sells Paydirt posted on Facebook. I think it was today, about how he lowered his prices because gold's fluctuating so much. So I was like, oh, well, maybe he lowered his price and it's a reasonable price, because you can get bags of Paydirt for 110, 120 from a lot of the good sellers. $145 plus $10 shipping. So 155. I don't think that's a lower price right there. So Dave used to live in Spokane. His best friend, yeah. It's just the whole Dave thing is weird. So Dave gave up his business, and I understand why. He's a busy man. He's got gold mines to go hunt down and gold to find. To him, finding bigger nuggets is worth a lot more money than selling Paydirt. But it's weird that he stopped selling Paydirt. He shipped his entire business over to the owner of Gold Fever Prospecting. But then Brian Thomas, who's his roommate, started selling Paydirt. So I don't know why he just didn't have Brian Thomas take over his Paydirt. I don't know. All right, in Australia, yeah. I was looking at somebody in Australia. I bookmarked him. Here, let me see if I can find him. I looked at somebody the other day and I thought, man, that's actually a decent price for a Paydirt. So I actually bookmarked them. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, it's called here, I'll post the link right here. Well, let's see. Let me see. It's called that'sgold.com. So, and it's 195 AUD for a 1 gram bag. I don't know. No. Yogi Bear, how's it going? Allers Crafted, how's it going? Package Total, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. So yeah, so gold is definitely going up. So, which makes it even more important that I give back to my Patreon members for supporting this channel, because there's no way, being on disability, I could afford to do Paydirt reviews more than once every couple months if it wasn't for my Patreon members. So, and I'm not looking to make money off of Patreon. That's never was my goal. It's just to do reviews. And then whatever excess I have from doing reviews, I give back to the community. And that's what we're going to do tonight, is give back to the community of my Paydirt subscribers on Patreon. So, and that's what we'll do. I'm hearing a lot of more and more people. So ever since gold started going up, I guess it was probably about 5 years ago when gold started going up, like really going up. Not only did more miners come out, like small time miners and people buying dredges and stuff like that, more stuff, but regulations started getting more and more strict. So you got to wonder why they don't want you or me or, people in this community going out with a dredge and finding gold, but, because the salmon might get affected, but they don't mind some big company will go in there and just muck up the entire land to get gold. So, yeah. Oh, there you go, Brad. Yeah, you don't want to break down out there in the bush. That's definite. No. 108. I just looked and it was at 109.08 right before I started the show, and it hit 110 today at some point. Idaho is terrible for permitting. Yeah, most states are. Washington is horrible and stuff. You know, every state is trying. They don't want small time people mining because they know the vast majority of small timers aren't going to pay tax on that. Which is really funny because they're okay with a huge company that is also not paying tax. You know, but I think it's implied that a big company is paying taxes, even though they don't, because they just write everything off and they don't pay taxes, but they don't want the smaller guy not paying taxes. So Sean McClellan, Dale Felsman, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Wesley, how's it going? So, but yeah, gold is definitely going crazy. You know, it's definitely going to, like I've been saying in a couple of shows now, it's definitely going to make it harder. And I'm going to have to do some, I might do a video or one of these Tuesdays. I might have to put together a spreadsheet on, you know, what I think would be a good bag of Paydirt in these times. You know, because it's hard to find them. You'll see, you know, somebody will list a 1/4 gram bag of Paydirt, but I'll have to do like a numbers analysis for sellers so they can see, like, if you sold this amount of Paydirt, this price, and this gold, you know, what your profits would be, what the ROIs would be, things like that. So, because it's easy for me to just say, hey, sell cheaper bags of Paydirt, and then also say, well, I want to review you and get a good ROI out of it. But, you know, unless I crunch the numbers to see how a seller can do it and show them, maybe they won't do it, but maybe they will. So the system is working as designed. Yeah, of course it is, you know. Rich get richer, poor get poorer. People in the middle slowly drop down to the poor end. Hey there, Ortiz, how's it going? Thank you for popping in and being a mod. I appreciate it. Even if the little man is keeping you occupied. Yeah, I've been out of sorts. So I will say, for May's gold guessing contest, it will not be out till Saturday. I'm going to start posting them on Saturdays because Saturday I have no video coming out. So there will just be a video for the next gold guessing contest. Just because I'm behind my son. This is last month in school. I'm trying to make sure he gets good grades. He's been kind of behind and his grades are slumping. So I've been spending a lot of time with him trying to get his grades up. And it takes extra time because I'm dumb. I came from a Southern school, New Orleans public schools. I'm not too bright. So, you know, anytime he has an issue with school, it takes me 4 times as long to figure it out to help him with it. So, but a good price for a bag is to win one tonight on your show. That's right. That's a great way. So, speaking of, yeah, we're going to definitely, we've got 4 bags people can win tonight. And again, even if you're a free member on Patreon, you can't just win this little bitty piece of Mexican gold. Next month, I will have something, or this month when I do the prizes and I reveal the prizes and stuff like that. I will have something for free members on Patreon as well. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know if it'll be more gold. It'll be gold-plated dime, whatnot. You know, we'll have to figure it out. I have till Saturday to figure it out. Yeah. But you can definitely, winning a bag of Paydirt is definitely the best way. The only way to do that is being actually a Patreon member and a paid Patreon member, because the free members just get the little bitty tiny piece of gold. They don't get an entire bag. So, you know, support me on the channel and that and that. And speaking of Paydirt, I've been having a whole bunch of people asking me about it. I am going to have some Paydirt for sale at some point this month for my Patreon members. I don't know when. I'm waiting for labels to come in, new containers, things like that. I am going to try to set it so different tiers will have an allotted amount. So instead of just putting them all up there and, you know, free for all, I'll put up some for each tier. So with the price of gold, the 1 gram bag of Bering Sea Paydirt was over 80% ROI. I've been looking at the Bering Sea. She's not, you know, Emily Rydell. That's who it is. Emily Rydell from Bering Sea Paydirt. Her Paydirt's not horrible. I mean, it's a decent Paydirt. I'm so glad she got away from that 1 ounce giveaway thing, because when she was doing that, the ROIs weren't as good. So I've been keeping track of her Paydirts, and they're not a horrible bag of Paydirt. They're not great, but if you look at her compared to, you know, some of these other people, their Paydirts, they have another girl who's selling Paydirt on Etsy, who's on one of the show like Ice Miners or something like that. And her Paydirt is extremely high. It's like, you know, the same price as Emily Rydell's Paydirt, but for only half a gram. So, Donna, thank you very much, Donna. You're always way too kind to me. The comments are not going through? Oh, okay, we'll fix that. Thank you for noticing. B&B Paydirt, let me go fix this right now. And again, make sure top of the live comments is a pinned message. Go there, and there's a hidden comment. If you leave a comment there, you can win spot number 5 for a upcoming giveaway that I'm doing for this 1.6 ounce silver bar. But all right, let's see. Hidden video. Show more. I swear, I always double check this, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. So let me push through all the comments really quick. We'll be doing this at the end of the show, of course, but there we go. Yeah, I can see some of my lurkers. So there we go. All right, so everyone should be gone through. All right, now we can go back. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you very much for that, Casey. All right, now. But yeah, so today we're just going to be doing some guessing. Couple things coming up. Couple things in the past. Thank you again, all my Patreon members. I managed to do the gold-based Mexican Paydirt as well as the Gold Baron 1 gram bag of Paydirt this month. I've already started. I did a Vendetta review. I have another Arizona Paydirt coming, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. I've got some more stuff coming in the works as well. I've got an equipment review with Flower Gold Wizards. I'm doing something with Flower Gold Wizards at the end of this month as well. So, Charles King, how's it going? Yeah, and make sure everyone you smash that like button. If you're going to leave a comment on the hidden comment above, if you haven't hit the like button, because you've got 0 chance of winning if you didn't hit that. Glenn Timmons, how's it going, brother? It's been a while. How you been doing? Yeah. So, nugget spinning around. Nugget spinning around. So, it's going to be a painful video to shoot, Wesley. I don't know why I suckered myself into doing it, but I'm going to have to actually start setting it up this week to shoot the video. One of these days, though, like I think I told everyone in my last Tuesday, one of these days I'm going to tear down the studio. Or, I mean, I don't have to actually tear down the studio. I just have to move everything that y'all can't see, just so I can start doing, because the way it is now is like you see me in front of me, and on this side of me is my sink where I do the Paydirts, and on this side is my overhead camera. And I kind of want both of them in the same place where I can just have a fold down table to do the overhead shot and then lift up the table to do the panning. And then I can have an equipment station over here. So everything's in my studio and I can just run equipment, because right now I have to move everything outside of my studio whenever I do equipment reviews. So, 8 pounds. What's up, Jason? How's it going, brother? I see you've been getting all that tariff-free gold, huh? A little more plumbing funds. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Now you get to hear me gripe about my plumbing in a second. But again, Jason, thank you very much. And I didn't know, man, I wouldn't have put that title in that video because, you know, Trump's going to see that now. He's going to start tariffing all the gold that people find. Because, you know, it's not fair. It's not fair that you're getting all that gold and you're not paying a tariff on it. Culver, how's it going, Culver, brother? I still haven't ordered your shirts. I'm going to be doing the shirts tonight because I was waiting for somebody else that I'm trading shirts with. So I'm going to send those out tonight. So. How do you clean the gold best? It depends on what you mean by cleaning. By just panning it, I just pan my gold and just slow and steady. That's it. If you're talking about dirty gold and make it clean, Diet Coke. So that's the best way. Yeah. But okay, now you're going to hear about my plumbing rant. So I had plumbers come out. I've been complaining about it for the last month and a half about how it was going to bankrupt me. I needed 4 things fixed. I needed my 2 outside hose bibs fixed. I needed my shower like handle thing fixed. And then I needed the pipe that comes from your tub underneath, which goes into cast iron, fixed. So they come out, and there's all the big plumbing companies, and they told me the prices that they quoted me before they even came out were astronomically high. So I found a young company that they would come out and do it, and they were a little bit cheaper. So they come out, they start working on the hose bibs, and they're like, okay, one of them says, let's go look at these other 2 problems. And they say, well, we can't fix those because we won't know how to run PEX to the shower handle and it to stay without falling down, because right now it's being held up with copper pipes. And if we change all those copper pipes to PEX, it'll all this fall apart and be loose. And I said, well, why don't you just use copper again? Because it's copper. You take off the old one, you put in the new unit, and you solder it with copper. And they said, well, we don't know how to do that. All we know how to do is run PEX. So then I said, well, okay, ignore that problem. What about the problem with the tub? And they said, well, we don't know how to deal with cast iron. We don't deal with cast iron. We only know PVC. And I said, yeah, you meet the 2 together, PVC. And they said, we don't know how to do that. So needless to say, they fixed the 2 outside bibs, $1,000 down the drain. And they put in PEX, which I hate PEX, and I did not want PEX. I wanted everything copper and soldered, but they were already here, and they were already going to charge me $500. So, and now I have to hire one of the really expensive plumbers to come in and charge me just $250 just to walk in the door to, so now I got new plumbers coming out next month probably, and they're going to fix the other 2 issues and charge me more. It's just absolutely ridiculous, And it's sad these days that people that are a trade, if you learn a trade, that don't actually learn everything in the trade. I mean, it's just, I worked in construction for years and years and years, and they would come out with all kinds of newfangled products all the time. When I was young was when they first started coming out with paint sprayers. Before paint sprayers, you painted everything by a roller and paintbrush. When the paint sprayer came out, you still had to know how to paint with a paintbrush and a paint roller and stuff like that. No, it's ridiculous, Wesley. And the same thing when I had my air conditioner, when I first bought my house, I had my air conditioner replaced. And the young tech that they sent out didn't know how to do it. Like, he could not do it. And it was funny because I kept wondering, like, man, this dude's taking forever in my basement. And I went down there after like 3 hours, and he was just sitting there scratching his head. And I said, well, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I don't know how to do this. And I said, what do you mean you don't know how? And he's like, oh, I'm waiting for the older tech to come in. And I said, why do they hire people that just, they only learn the very newest things? So it's so upsetting, So I told myself I've either got 2 options. I either got to pay this extremely expensive company to come out and repair everything, or I need to start watching a lot of YouTube videos and subscribing and fix it myself. So the only problem is if I fix it myself and I break it. So probably what I'm going to do is schedule the expensive plumbers to come out on a certain day, like say on a Friday, and then on Monday I will attempt to fix it myself. And if I break everything, it doesn't matter because they're coming out on Friday. But then if I fix it, I can cancel them. So, but yeah, it just drives me crazy that they couldn't even sweat copper pipes. I mean, I wasn't asking them for like, a miracle or anything, but No, and the only reason, because originally I was like, well, I'll just learn, I've never sweat pipes before. I've never worked as a plumber. I've done a lot of other things, electrical work, and I've done basic plumbing with like PVC and stuff like that. But the only reason I wanted to hire a plumber was because the pipe where it broke was right over my electrical panel. I mean, it was literally 4 or 5 inches over my electrical panel. So all the wires came through there. So I was like, well, I don't want to sit there with a blowtorch, trying to sweat 2 pipes and end up frying my electrical box and have to pay $1,000 for that as well. So, what is Nightbot telling you? Oh, shark bites. And that's the funniest part. So the funniest part was originally I went and bought the 2 anti-siphon hose bibs for my house. They were $60 each. I went and bought them. And when I went to go buy them, I saw they had shark bite ones that you just cut the pipe and you plug it in. I was like, oh, maybe I should buy those. And they were like $75 each. But then I said, no, I don't want to use anything like PEX or SharkBite because they're just not great products. They tend to leak over time. They don't fail. The products themselves leak. And then I ended up with PEX anyway. And I'm like, so I just paid $1,000 when I could have spent $150 on a SharkBite and just slapped it in myself. But oh well, you know. No. What you gonna do? Mary, how are you? How have you been doing? So, who knows? But at least I can wash my car now. So, you know, I'm happy. Well, it's not even my car. I can wash my daughter's car because her car is absolutely filthy and I need to wash her car. So, I guess it was worth $1,000. I could have spent $1,000 and just gave her, you know, a lifetime car washing at the local place around here. But, you know, get a Pro Press. They work great. Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to either, like I said, I'll probably end up just trying to fix it myself because I refuse to pay somebody else to come out, and I'm sure they'll tell me the same thing. And then, you know, I'll have some plumber standing here for 4 hours getting paid, waiting for the old tech to show up and tell them how to work stuff. So what are you going to do? Absolutely craziness. So, but all right, let's go through. We're going to start going through. This time we're going to do things a little bit different with the gold guessing. Last time I showed everyone the weight of what the actual nugget was. Then we went through each name. You could see it. Today we're going to go through everybody and everybody's guess. And then I'm going to show the gold. So then you can go back and see what people guess. So let's get rid of the nugget video. We're going to put up one of the review sheets. Let's see. We're going to start with the free guesses first. So there we go. So thank you for being a free member on Patreon. I appreciate it. And if you want to become a paid member and win some bigger prizes, you always can. But I appreciate you being a free member. So the guesses on the free membership was Mr. Minix 5.42, Curtis Ginsinger 6.38. And I apologize if I butcher anyone's name, but you put it on here. So Troublesome 6.65, Nolan River 5.91, Jeff Bakey 2.75, Bob 4.6, John R. Prospecting 3.79, Henry Von Mooch or Mwege the fifth 6.31, Roper Larry 6.71, and that's Roper from Three's Company if you happen to remember that show. Sean W 2.91, Casey Salkio 4.21, Robert Nelson 4.57, Terry Mowry 5.46, Flash in Your Pan 5.54, John Ehrman 5.95, The Gold Baron 3.85, Terry Mowry, he guessed twice. He's ineligible. I didn't even catch that. 3.12 and Adam Weiss 3.7. So Terry is ineligible because he guessed twice and really far apart from each other. Oh, Terry. What are you doing, Terry? All right, now let's go. My house plumbing is about 3 feet of 2-inch PVC. I don't remember my guess. Well, we're going to get to your guess. So let's do, now we're going to do the $5 sheet. Yeah, so here we go. The $5 members, we had Rain Man, Richard Zeich, 4.8, Chris W, 2.87, Matt Philly, 3.16, Blake Tolson, 4.97, David Danderan, 4.5, Craig Martin, 5.05, Todd Warsaw, 5.1, Jeffrey Button from Benjamin Button, 3.78, Alan Jackson, 1.77, Alaskan Assassin, 3.37, Bob Avery, 4.25, Refotris, 4.2, and OOP Games and Hobby, 4.02. 4.02. There you go. And then now we're going to do the $10 member sheet. So Wesley, you'll be able to find out what you did. All right, and catch up on chat really quick. Make sure nobody's screaming at me. That was such a good show, man. Chef V. I know. I don't know why people don't guess. People don't like to guess, but we're going to be talking about the future of Patreon in a minute after we do the gold guessing, because there's going to be some major changes coming to Patreon in November, and I've got to get my head wrapped around it soon. So $10, we have Richard Dow at 5.27, Stephen LeBlanc at 4.35, Brad Thompson at 5.75, Sean McClelland 4.87, David Edgar at 3.45, Jason Gastoni at 4.45, Quentin Shaner 4.67, Reg Lab at 4.55, Wesley, you guessed 2.93. You went very low ball. Package total 3.82. Neanderthal Prospector was at 2.76. Night 880 was at 2.61, the very low baller. Michael Hafner 4.27, and Plow Dog was at 2.94. And then lastly, we have our $25 and $79 tier members. There we go. And there we go. We had Josh Ortiz at 3.44, Jacob E23 at 3.27, Casey Sring at 3.73, Thomas Lehat 3.53, HD Chevrolet at 4.13, James Culver 5.13, Joel Jeffrey 3.32, Golden Dragon 4.87, Keith and Wynn at 4.2, Mark Sheldon 2.62, Brad Hayden 3.88, Alan Curie 3.48, Mike Reed 3.77, Scott LeMay 3.39, Teo 2.75, Donna 3.52, Bradley Lacey 4.1, Justin Preet 3.323, and then Dan PA Paydirt Vice President 3.98. So there we go. And now we're going to, let me see, move stuff around. All right, so now we're going to do the gold weighing as soon as I catch up on chat. Let's see. Need to go to sticker school. I think most of us need to go to sticker school, even though almost every video, everyone in the community, if you watch their videos, they're like, you see their hands, you see their face, and you see nothing but stickers behind them or by their hands or boards. I put mine on a door that nobody sees. So, I definitely need to go back to school. So, Lord Shadow, how's it going? I can't wait. I'm at the point where I can do giveaways. Am I? Am I honoring you? How? Yes, Brad. This is a guessing of the gold. I will show you. It's this. All my Patreon members last month guessed on this nugget on how much it weighed. And then we're going to give away some prizes to the people that were the closest to, whether it was over or under. The people that were closest to it, the first guess that was the closest to it. So, and these are for my $25 and $79 members. But now we're going to show up the gold, see how much it weighs. Let's take down the review sheet or the thing. And I will flash up the gold and how much it actually weighs. So there we go. 4.23. That was the size of that nugget from Mexico. It was a Mexican nugget. 4.23 grams. So now, let's go through these spreadsheets. We're going to start with the $25 and $79 tier first. They have a first place and a second place. First place is a 1.75 gram bag of Paydirt, and second place is a half gram bag of Paydirt. So, gold weighing, we got there's a sheet. So in first place, where's my stat, was Keith and Wynn at 4.2, and then second place was HD Chevrolet with a 4.13. So Keith and Wynn was extremely close at 4.2, so only 0.03 away. They had a lot of good guesses. Bradley was at 4.1, HD Shovelette again 4.13, but they were the closest ones. Most of the $25, $79 tier seemed to think it was a 3-gram nugget, and it was actually a 4-gram nugget. So a lot of close ones, but the big winners were Keith and Wynn, who are here. So you won a 1.75 gram bag of Paydirt from Miller Prospecting. HD Chevrolet, who is missing my show, is a $25 tier member as well, and he's getting the second place at 4.13. So, not even close. Don't know the size of that coin. Yeah, that's going to be a problem if you're not in the United States. Keith, yeah, definitely. So these will be going out tomorrow. So, and now let's do the $10. So we can see who the winner is for the $10 sheet. My $10 members. Now with the $10, the best guess was Michael Hafner at 4.27. Now they had a lot of close ones in here in the 4 range and a little bit of the 5, but these were a lot closer. The $10 members were a lot closer. But winner is going to be Michael Hafner, and he's getting a 1 gram bag of Paydirt for his guess. So great guess from Michael Hafner. And now we're going to do the $5 sheet. I don't even remember who won on the $5. It was on the $5. When the $5 was the absolute closest, with Bob Avery coming in at 4.25, just beating out Refotris at 4.2. So Refotris was only missed it by 0.03, but Bob Avery had it by 0.02. And Refotris guessed, I think it was like 30 minutes after Bob. And he, if he would have just went the other way, if he would have went 4.3, you know, it was very close. So Refotris, you were so close to this one, brother. But Bob Avery is the winner of the half gram bag of Paydirt with his guess of 4.25. But a lot of close guesses, some insane guesses. I did not think people were going to guess as close as they did. So, and then lastly, if you're just happen to be a free member and you guessed, we're going to do this sheet. Where is the free gold? There we go. So for the free members, the winner was Casey Slakio. So Casey, you won the Miller Prospecting card with the little piece of Mexican gold on there with a guess of 4.21. See, he was the absolute closest, and if he would have been paid member, he'd have won some Paydirt. So, because he had the absolute closest guess where he would have tied, and he actually posted before Bob Avery. So those were all the guesses and all the winners for tonight. So I appreciate everybody. Let me see. Hold on. Oh no, what happened? Oh well. Let's just get rid of that review sheet. I don't know why I just freaked out, but there you go. Catch up on chat. No worries. I can do that, Keith. If you, I will hold it and just send me a message on Patreon when you're ready for me to ship it to you. So yeah, just send that. But congratulations to all the winners. Now, again, I will have a new contest this Saturday. I will be posting it. If you want a hint a little bit early, you can go back to my last Tuesday live show where I panned out a bag of Paydirt from Gold Baron Paydirt. The nugget was in there. So if you want to guess and start looking at it, comparing it to other nuggets, it's the things you've seen around, you can go to my last Tuesday show and see the nugget in there. But this Saturday, I will be posting a video. It's spinning around next to a dime and other things, so you can see a little bit closer. And I'll also tell you what the prizes are going to be and things like that. I don't know how much gold it's going to be just yet because gold is going crazy in price, and I'm hoping it goes down a little bit. So, but congratulations definitely to the winners and myself included for having such wonderful Patreon members, because I can never thank y'all enough. I wish I could give away more and more gold, but unfortunately, you know, I can only give away what, you know, Patreon allows me to take in, and minus their fees and Paydirt costs and ROIs and stuff. eating while it's hot. So I appreciate all you who are my Patreon members, and I appreciate everyone who guessed, and the winners. I appreciate y'all very much and stuff like that. And speaking of, I wanted to say before, in the future, now this is a couple months away, but in November, Patreon is going to be switching on how they do their billing. And it's been on the back of my mind this whole year. They're doing this because of Apple, because they've got to, Apple has rules that Patreon has to now start following Apple's rules. And in the future, they are not going to bill, as of right now, everyone who is a Patreon member of mine, they get billed on the first of the month. And on the first of the month, I take that money, I give it to a secret shopper, or I give the vast amount of it, a big chunk of it, to my secret shopper who buys my Paydirts. I put it on my shelf of wonder, and then I review it at a later time. But unfortunately, Patreon is going to be switching their billing to just random days that you joined. So if one member joins on the 1st and another member joins on the 30th, I won't be able to collect all of the funds until the end of the month. So I don't like that. I don't like doing that, because then I can't do gold guessing contests. Since my channel is supported by Patreon and I use this money to buy products to review, I need to know how much I take in. So I don't know what I'm going to do in November on how I'm going to work around it. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I obviously need Patreon to do these videos and stuff like that. But if they're going to hold the money, essentially, I won't know until the 30th. So the last day of the month, I won't know how much money I collect that month. So makes it a little hard to buy Paydirt if, I have to buy it on credit cards, and then all of a sudden my patrons all drop out, because I gain some patrons every month and I lose patron every month. This month I lost more patrons than I gained. Economy, no complaints. So, if I buy a whole bunch saying, oh, I've got, 80 Patreon members and I'm going to take in this much money, and I have a secret shopper buy a whole bunch, and then the 30th rolls around and I only took in half of that, it could just bankrupt me pretty quick. So Refoaches, that's how my Patreon is. I just accept it. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, is I can't do that with my Patreon. I did the roundabout where I told them I would wait until November, but it's going to be forced on me, and it's just, and the only reason, if I was just doing content, it wouldn't be a problem with me if I was just doing content. But because I have to use money to buy secret shoppers, I have to, this Saturday, I'm announcing what my next contest is going to be. And if most of so for example, what is that? That's going to be on the 13th, I think, or 6th. What is it? The 10th. So it's going to be on the 11th, and I'm going to be doing the announcement for the gold thing. Anyone that was a member after the 11th could essentially quit if they didn't like it, so. And then all of a sudden I bought all these prizes. I'm giving out these prizes. And then if I don't take in enough, it's just a nightmare. So one of the things I might do is I might switch and just open my own membership program on my website, because I am able to do it, since I do have a wonderful website called millerprospecting.com if you haven't checked it out. So I have thought about doing that, Keith and Win, as well. I might just... So my two options are, I can either open up a membership account on my own website, which will all be run through a credit card processor, just like Patreon does. It won't have all the wonderful things Patreon does. Like, I don't know what Patreon has. My website will have all the posts just like Patreon does. I will have a messaging program on my website, so you will be able to send me private emails back and forth through Patreon, through my website, just like on Patreon. So it's either going to be on my website. I'll either switch to my website. It's just, everyone will have to use PayPal as the payment processor. I mean, you can still use a credit card or something like that. So I'm either going to have to do that, or I'm going to have to go 1 month with no prizes. So, and that was the third thing. I did think about doing that, Stephen LeBlanc, where I thought about just leaving Patreon alone, but I would just get rid of all prizes on Patreon. And then people who wanted to actually win stuff and, contribute with the chance of winning, they would have to come to my website, and do that. So, but I've got a couple of months, so I'm going to work on it in the background. I'm going to put up the membership on my website and build it all out so I can do that. and then test run it. I'll probably have a couple Patreon members join in a free program. I'll let them join for free and just run it through its paces and make sure it works and everything. So, but if I do the membership on my website, I can go back to the wheel too. I don't have to follow Patreon's horrible rule of no wheel, no balls in a can or any of that stuff. I don't have to do a gold guessing contest. I can just give stuff away. You don't have to, be there. You don't have to contribute or do anything. So. So that will be, luckily I do have a couple months. It's just something to think about. So August has no holidays, prize list August. So how's it going, Richard? Made it, new internet. I would be happy using PayPal. And the thing is, PayPal would only be the bill processor. They wouldn't even be like, it would just be like if you were buying something off a website with a credit card, they're just going to be the payment processor. It's just you have to use them because it's a reoccurring billing. Setting up reoccurring billing with a real credit card company is a nightmare, where I can use PayPal and PayPal is fine with just doing reoccurring. But I have to find that I have to make sure that the subscription service would be back on the first stuff. But we'll have to see, it's coming up. But in the meantime, until November, I do have a lot of good videos coming up. I have, as you can see, some stuff on the wall. I do have a Yukon Alley coming up. It won't be a review, but I do have a beautiful bag of Yukon Alley for a Tuesday show coming up. We do have some more reviews coming up. I've got some new sellers. I've got a couple new sellers coming for the rest of this year. I'm also going to be reviewing every single Paydirt from Gold Nugget Sales. And one thing I do want to mention too is, you're going to see it in a minute, I have not updated my top 10 on millerprospecting.com. Gold Baron Paydirt is going to be in the top 10, but I haven't crunched all the numbers to figure out which one's going to be which and how's it going to go. So next 2 weeks is one long Monday. Yeah, Mondays are just horrible. So yesterday was one of my Mondays. So for the first time ever, I had some gold stolen from me. So I had a gold shipment coming to me, and the mailman, it was signature, certified mail, required a signature. The post office is showing a signature, and I did not sign for a signature. So I'm about like to here with the post office with my gold shipments either going out or coming in. Every single one has been lost or something. And now I've had one stolen by, I'm assuming, the mailman. So I'm going to the postal inspector tomorrow. We're going to have a nice little, discussion about that. And it wasn't even a ton of gold. So it wasn't even like it was a huge, it's just a huge hassle for, a small little nugget that was being sent to me. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But it was a Monday, and I knew it. I was like, it's a Monday. What are you going to complain about, Well, that was it. So I think I'm going to have to start shipping everything UPS. I don't know what it is with the United States Postal Service, but they are absolutely just ridiculous. And, I was telling somebody about it the other day. It's only my packages that have gold in them. If it's got anything else, if it's Paydirt, it goes through fine. If it's books, it goes through fine. But if it's just raw gold, every single package I've sent out or had sent to me has been either delayed or lost. Every single one. So, yeah. So I'm not, like I said, it wasn't a huge package. It was, it was a smaller nugget, but it was kind of upsetting. Like the package showed up. It said, I checked my email. I got home yesterday. I was out house hunting with my daughter all day. So, I wasn't home. I didn't know his package was coming because, of course, Informed Delivery said it was going to be here Tuesday. So I was like, I'll be here all day Tuesday. But, of course, it showed up on Monday. And then I'm reading my emails when I'm out, and it says, delivered. And I said, well, how's it delivered? It's signature confirmation. Somebody has to sign for it. So, of course, called the guy up who I bought the nugget from. They sent me their info from their post office showing the signature, and the signature has loops in it, and I don't use loops. If anyone's seen my signature is just a D with the big slash after it. And this one, they tried to write my name, so I don't know. I guess the post, whoever it was. And the thing is, I know it wasn't my postman because he's a really nice old guy and he always just knocks on my door and waits for me and signs. So, and if I don't sign, he leaves me one of those little pink slips. So I know it wasn't my regular guy. I know it was somebody new. And I guess they figured they would get something out of it. So I don't know. Just going to make tomorrow mean I have to go to the post office and listen to these idiots tell me there's nothing they could do about it because it was signed. So, but I don't know. What are we going to do? But all right, here we go. Let me do, and we also still have to still give away tonight the spot for the 1.6 ounce silver bar. So from Cajun Bullion. Let's see. Let me make sure everything is ready for that. Let me make sure I have. Make sure all the comments are still going through. And they are. All right. Here we go. All right. Let me see. I'm just closing off some of my programs that I have running. All right, there we go. Now we're all set. Yeah, I am. Well, so I have to tomorrow. I have to go and meet with the postal inspector or the head of my post office, and then have him contact the postal inspector, and then have them file a report or whatever it is and do it. It's just, you know, my credit never knocks. Yeah, see, my postman is really good. The only problem is my postman is like 75 years old, so he only works like 3 days a week. So the other 3 days it's somebody else, and it's always changes, because he's in his routine. I know he's gonna be at my house by 10 a.m. If it's the new girl that shows up every once in a while, she shows up at my house at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So I'll ask my wife about it. Yeah, just send me a message and let me know. But so from what I understand is I just have to go to my post office tomorrow, file a formal complaint, file a missing report, and then if they don't do anything about it, then contact the postal inspector and have them say. So it's just a hassle. It's just an absolute hassle. Where UPS, I at least know UPS shows at my house at 5 o'clock. I'm always home after 5 o'clock. So, Hey, Ed, how's it going? Oh, here, remind me. Here, let me see. Here, everybody, give me 1 second. Let me get this for Ed. See, Ed, if you'd have been showing up early, I'd have remembered this, but I forgot totally. So, HD Shovel Ed has entered a contest with Inked Magazine. So, and since he is a wonderful member of this community, everybody needs to go and vote. There you go. I would just posted the link. It should work. Let me see. There you go. Yes. HD Ed is currently in third place for a chance to win $25,000. So how many people do we have on here tonight? Oh, I am just... No. There we go. Would not open. So right now we have about 55 members on live. Go over there and vote. Give Ed another 55 votes. So, oh my gosh, my computer is just going crazy. Can't get it to open what I want it to open. So, but yeah, go over there, vote for Ed so he can maybe come in first place and win that 25 grand. Because he has promised with that 25 grand, he's going to send all of us Paydirt. So, yeah. Bring paperwork with your signature to have them compare it. Yeah, I'll have to do that. It's a good idea. Well, they get, like I said, I get, because that's what I contacted the person I bought the gold from. And I told him signed package at least once a week. I mean, I get Paydirt in all the time. I have a good buddy of mine in North Carolina that sends me all kinds of stuff all the time. And he, no matter what he sends me, he could send me, like he literally sent me one of those little bricks that you look for gold in. They cost $2 at the dollar store. He sent me 2 of those one time and he made it signature. Everything he sends by signature. So my postman is well known for me having to sign for stuff at least once a week. So I know they'll have it on file. So, do you need Facebook to vote? I didn't think you needed Facebook to vote. So that was the only reason I shared it, because I was like, oh, you don't need Facebook, but I guess maybe you do. So, but if you have Facebook, vote for Ed. Let him get that vote. You know, if you don't have Facebook, I think Ed will, you know, he'll be okay with that. You just won't get one of those free gold that he's sending to everybody if he wins. So, and I'm totally okay. I did not know it was Facebook. I saw his post on Facebook, but I thought it was an off-site voting. So, because I didn't vote because I got it on my phone, and then I had to log in, and I wasn't going to log in. So, yeah. But if you can vote, if you do have Facebook, I'm sure Ed would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. You know. It said something about verifying through Facebook. All right. So I didn't know that. I apologize. So if you don't like Facebook, if you hate Mark Zuckerberg, which I'm not a huge fan of his, we'll do that. So, but if you do use Facebook, give Ed a vote. Help him get to second place. I don't know if he'll get anything if he wins second place, but there we go. I figured I'd help him out tonight if I could, you know. Because my one measly vote wasn't going to be that much, but I figured tonight we were doing a live show. Maybe we could get him another 10 or 12 votes. So maybe it'll help him. So, but I appreciate Ed being one of my very, very long time Patreon members. So I got to try and do what I can for him. So, you know. And like I said, this Saturday I will have, this Saturday I have no review or anything coming out, but I will have, this Saturday, I will have the new gold guessing contest, as well as what prizes there will be. Now, I will have I'm going to be stealing this idea from Jason over at Flower Gold Wizards, just for this month anyway, is I will be doing some just extras to give away for second place and third place and things like that. Because I have some like sticker packs that I got from a couple people, and, you know, some poker chips from Cajun Bullion. So, you know, I had a couple piles of them, and I didn't want to throw them away. So I figured we'll just put those in there as some second and third place prizes for the gold guessing contest. Just so even if you're close, you'll win a little something, and you'll get something in the mail, because everyone loves getting something in the mail that's not a bill. So thank you, everyone who voted. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Weezen, as well. So yeah, so Saturday, I will be posting the gold guessing contest. Now, again, you can be a free member on my Patreon and guess. So if you can't afford to support this channel, I'd appreciate if you did. But if you can't, and I totally understand that, you can still join, be a free member. All it'll ask you is, you know, for your email address and this and this and this. But then you can sit there. Yeah, Ortiz, I'll do that after the show. I'll text it to you. After the show, I'll send you a text to it. So, and then when they don't get booked, yeah, I wouldn't. Well, it's all right to get whatever that other platform is. It just got hacked. Was it Signal or whatever it is? Oh my gosh! So technology will be the death of everybody. So, you know, it's not going to be the robots uprising. It's just going to be the fact that, you know, we're all going to end up, everything's going to get hacked so much that people are going to have to destroy everything. So, but so yeah, so we're going to have some prizes up. I don't know what they're going to be yet. Saturday we'll reveal it. If you're a Patreon member, of course, it's going to be in tiers again, from the $25 or $79 tier, then a $10 tier, then a $5 tier prize, and then lastly, a free member prize. So if you're a free member, you can join, check out Patreon, see what the options are, and you can see, well, man, I could have won it. I should have spent $5 or $10. So, and of course, if there are spots open in every single tier, I made sure of it, including my $79 tier in case you want some guaranteed, a guaranteed bag of Miller Prospecting Paydirt at the end of the month. So, and that's it. That's all I'm going to push my Patreon. I'm not a big fan of doing that, but, you know, I need to keep the lights on here. So, but all right, let's go. Make sure everyone, we're going to go do the giveaway for the spot number 5 for the silver bar. So If I pull your name again, this is for spot number 5. You must post something in live chat. And as always, this giveaway has nothing to do with YouTube or its affiliates. It's just me giving back to people who look at my ugly mug. So let's do this. Shrink down. Let me see. Make sure I have everything set up. These live shows with the all the stuff I have to put on the screen make this show a lot more. Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah. All right, there we go. Let's get the link. All right, there we go. So, all right, we're going to shrink down the ugly mug, pull a name, and the person in there must post something in the live chat before the end of the show. So let's shrink down the ugly mug. And ooh, look at that. World famous Miller Prospecting website. Best website ever. And again, I have not updated the top 10 yet. Gold Baron Paydirt is going to be on this list, and I think a couple sellers might move around. I've got to double check some of my stuff. I've been keeping track. I always keep track of sellers about twice a month. I write notes on each seller and what I think, where they should be and stuff like that. So there is going to be some movement in the top 10. One of these sellers is going to be removed, and Gold Baron Paydirt is going to be made on there. And if you haven't watched that video, it's right here at the top of my website. Gold Baron Paydirt, review number 342. If you like Vendetta prospecting and you've been curious about his brand new bag of Paydirt, his $200 bag of Paydirt with no guaranteed set amount of gold, I did just review that as well. It's 343. You want to see some really good Mexican Paydirt, the gold bag. There you go. Now, let's do this. Fetch it up. Include replies. Continue. 45 comments. All right, let's pick a winner. This is spot number 5, but I think Annie already claimed she won it, so let's see if she's right. No, Annie, you are 100% wrong. It's Bierman. So let's see if Bierman's in. He must be working. So Bierman's prospecting. He's the winner tonight. Good luck to all. Hope you're all doing well. They're not doing as well as you because you just won spot number 5. And then we'll go back to the famous Miller Prospecting website right there. And again, my last 100 reviews, if you want to see any of my reviews, I do have every single review on my website, even though on the sidebar it only shows 100. I have every one on there. Worst 25 ROIs, but you can always go. And just in case you're new and you've never been to my website, I do have other information on there as well. I have my treasure hunting. I have my unclaimed money. I have a map on here where you can find, if you live in any of these states, you just click on the state, it will take you to that state's government website, and then you can just type in your name and it will tell you if that state or your state owes you any money. And this is for any state you've lived in. So make sure the government's not holding your money. Get your money from the government. These are all official government websites. They're not any like .coms or .nets. These are all official government websites that it'll take you to. So I have other information on my website as well. So, just in case you don't have any money for Paydirt, check the website and see if the government owes you some money. Maybe you can get some Paydirt. So, but all right, let's up. I don't know why that happened, but I got to remember to stop closing stuff down on my thing. So, all right, there we go. Ugly mug back, full size. Open up chat. And is Bierman, did he show up? Pint-sized Panners, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. What did Lord Shadow say? So Bierman's won spot number 5. Next Tuesday will be spot number 6. We're giving away 7 spots for this 7 ounce, for this 1.6 ounce. 1.6 ounce, 7 spots for this 1.6 ounce silver bar from Cajun Bullion. Just absolutely awesome bar. I actually got a couple of them for my kids, and I told them to send me 3 of them, one so I could do a future giveaway. Lord Shadow. Yeah. Pint-sized Paydirt is Bierman's prospecting. All right, Chasing Cheddar with Curtis. Thank you very much for popping in the show. I appreciate it. So, but Yeah, so I'm going to get out of here in a minute too. Remember, Saturday I will have the new gold guessing contest up for all my Patreon members. So if you're not a Patreon member, join now. Saturday I will be posting it up there. If you want a hint on what the nugget you'll be guessing at will be, look at my last Tuesday video. It is on YouTube. It's on my website as well. The nugget in that video is the one I will be using for the gold guessing contest. On Saturday, I will show the prizes. I will have first place and second place for every single tier. I will even probably have a third place for the $25 and $79 tier. So I know, Beerman, I knew you were here if Pint Sized Panter was here. So there's no way one was going to be here without the other. So and then, so Saturday, I will have the Patreon video up. Next Tuesday, we're going to be panning out another bag from Vendetta. We're doing his 100% ROI bag. That's what we're going to do next Tuesday. Is a 100% ROI bag that he popped up. I think it was like 2 months ago. So I had to grab one for a Tuesday show because you can't, it's all right, Beerman, I do. So, you know, if you see 100% ROI bags of Paydirt, you got to snap them up when you can, especially for these Tuesday shows. So, and then the following Saturday, we're going to be reviewing some more Arizona Paydirt with a really high guaranteed ROI that I'm excited for. But until then, I really do, again, thank you all my Patreon members who support this channel. A lot of you have been with me a really long time, and I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate all my newest members as well. I still owe some of you a shout out in some upcoming videos. I typically shoot my videos in erratic time, so a lot of times I forget to put them in there. But I need to catch up on some of them, so be looking forward to those shout outs in some upcoming videos. But I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful week. Remember, Saturday, get those noggins thinking. Go back to last Tuesday's video, watch that live show, see that nugget, and get your guessing in order. You're going to have a whole bunch of new prizes up there. And we'll see you next Tuesday, and we'll find out how people are starting to guess. So, but I'm going to get out of here. Have a great week. Find a lot of gold, everybody. If you're out there prospecting, or if you've got bags of Paydirt sitting on your shelf, now's a good time to pan them out because gold's right around $110 a gram. So, absolutely crazy. So, thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and hopefully we'll see you all next Tuesday, where we're going to be panning out a Vendetta Prospecting 100% ROI bag. So, thanks, everyone.